I'm Diane Dimitri and I'm an author of contemporary fiction. I'm going to be sharing with you the 7 insights that I discovered in my writing process over these coming weeks, because everyone has a story within them they want to tell, and it's not easy writing a book, and it's definitely not easy writing a good book. So last week we started with the first insight, which was the setup. And I left you to do a few little bits of homework about looking at how much passion you have and getting those storylines put down and actually starting, taking some action. This week in the second insight, we're going to be looking at the new situation, and that's the part in your process that also correlates with what's happening to your heroine in the book, and that is that all of a sudden an inciting incident's happened and off she goes. She has to go off on the journey to actually get to her goals, and that's where you are now. You're started, you're into your new situation, and at this point in time you're usually pretty enthusiastic about the whole thing. I remember when I started writing, it was a great time. You're in there, you've started and you think, yes, I can finish this, yes, I can finish this, but do you know what? It's going to take more than enthusiasm to get you to that magical point called the end. It's going to take action and commitment. So here are the insights if you want to jot them down. The first one is you have to be self-educated. Okay, you need to learn, you need to go to writing workshops, do them online or go to events and get into writing groups and become self-educated as to all the process, how to tell a good story, what are the points of storytelling. All that creative work is very important. Do you know that it takes 10,000 hours to be an expert at anything? Now, if you divide that down by 40 hours a week, if you were doing it full time, and look at how many years it takes, understand that what you'll probably do is have an unrealistic first year goal. Okay, we normally do, we go, yay, and off we go. So be realistic, but understand it takes 10,000 hours to be an expert. The second thing you need to be, of course, is self-motivated. You have to be self-motivated. It's very simple. Either every person is self-made or not made at all. So it's going to take you, no one else. You can't blame anybody else, and you can't expect anybody else to do this for you. It's your story. Only you can tell it. The third thing is to be inspired about your story. And do you know what the word inspired means, where it comes from? It comes from in spirit, which means that you are filled with that spirit of creativity. You're a conduit for creativity. So allow yourself to be inspired every day when you take time out to be with your story. Very important. That's where you hear about the muse comes in and directs you in your storytelling. Next thing, of course, we touched on last week was to be passionate and willing. You have to be willing to do whatever it takes to improve, okay? Improvement is the name of the game here, because you're probably not going to write your best story first up. The next point is you must be disciplined, driven, and determined. I call these three the Holy Trinity. Why? Because when your faith fails in yourself, you can always fall back on the soldiers on your right flank who are be determined, be disciplined, be driven, because they will see you through. Writing requires 2 hemispheres of the brain. It really does. The right hemisphere is associated with cognitive skills such as creativity and emotion and intuitiveness. You'll need that, of course, to get the emotion to the reader, and also to build up your own emotion, your own passion, your own energy. And then the left hemisphere of the brain is thought of as the logical side, and you'll need that to get all the plot points in place and to know and to map it out. You'll need that as well. So in order to get that book finished, you have to get your butt in the chair. And I would say every day, even if you can only write a page every day, that's enough. You just have to get your butt in the chair and start the process. You have to be energized and driven by a destiny that's calling you, and you have to be determined to act as if you've already done it. It's already finished. I'm already an author. So again, I'm going to ask you, what action are you going to take right now when you finish listening to me? What action are you going to take in order for you to get some real skin in the game? Go out, purchase some books, purchase books on the craft of writing. Stephen King, great book, grab it, it's worth a read. It will get your creative juices flowing. There are so many books you can get on the craft of writing. Start with the craft, okay? Start with the craft, get the book finished. So, above all else, as you go through this week, I want you to consider the most important part, which is to be the conduit of joy and creativity for your writing. Happy writing, put some skin in the game, and I'll see you next week for the third insight. Bye-bye.